Oh, hell yeah. New digs, new set, same great sports talk. Let's roll.
On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have left California.
This Bronxsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no. Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, yeah. It's showtime in the garden, kids. Good morning. Welcome to the Manic Monday edition of Snowman in the morning, and I'm in some new digs. Wife gave me a suggestion, and I followed through on it. I moved into another room, and I am hardwired, so we should be able to roll all the way through without a crash, but I got fail-safe standing by just in case. Good morning, everybody. As I said, welcome to the Manic Monday edition of Snowman in the morning, and I haven't slept yet. And yet, here I am, ready to roll, ready to go, ready to bring it. Ready to bring it the only way that we can. Cole Johnson will join me in just a little bit. I got Ryan McCoffey coming on at 8:35. Jay Spivey due at 9:35. And anybody else that may want to come on, we'll bring them in too. But right now, I pushed the wrong button. I'm sorry. We are now internationally syndicated. Thank you, Sig Diggy, joining us from Norway. I pushed the wrong button. Let's push the right button. Here's the whip around presented by Fanatics. And we start with the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Dear Aaron Rodgers, get the hell out and stay out. The Green Bay Packers have been eliminated. The Green Bay Packers have been deep sixed. The Green Bay Packers have been pickled. The Green Bay Packers have been put into storage by the Detroit Lions. Yes, the Detroit Lions finished with a winning record for the first time since 2017. They have swept the Green Bay Packers for the first time in forever. And I know Victor's with me. Victor, do me a favor, since you've been following the Lions for the second part of the year. Look up the last time, if you would, really quick, that the Packers were swept by the Detroit Lions. My head hurts from slamming into a wall for nearly 12 hours. Hey, if anybody understands, you're talking to him. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt, burnt the sumbitch when I got done with it. Make sure everything is. I want to make sure everything is top notch. I'm working at it, folks. There's a few other things that I need to get together, and I'm going to get them together. Here, let me move. I'm adjusting the camera. I'm adjusting things on the fly. So, with that in mind, let's move on. I pushed the wrong button again. I'll do that update later.
Oh, Lord.
And here is my partner, Mr. Cole Johnson, that man in charge of Cole Sports. You know the rest, folks. with a Z. He's in the house this morning. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, man. How are you?
I'm flying high right now, man. I'm
Oh.
flying high.
Would the flying high be only in regards to? Well, no, we're going to talk about them a little later. My bad.
We'll get to the football a little later. Why am I flying high? Because I'm in a new room, hardwired to the internet, and my wife affirmed to me that she believes in the goal of me bringing in $2 billion in 2 years annually.
Well, you sound good. I love it.
What is Jim Valvano's phrase? The best thing you can give to a man is your belief in him. Well, my wife gave that to me this morning.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you got that from her.
It's a daily habit now. Moving on. The Houston Texans have fired Lovie Smith. Oh, brother.
I told people as soon
You did.
before the ink was dry, I said, no, he's going to be fired. And if he isn't fired in a year, I'd be surprised.
We both called that over the summer.
Yeah.
Did we not? We both called that over the summer.
Yeah.
I drink to Lovie Smith because he's a hell of a coach.
Same. He didn't deserve that, but I knew it was coming.
And though you're a fan of the Texans, you call it real just like I do with my teams.
Oh, yeah.
Who's in charge?
Cal McNair, and it looks like he doesn't know what the heck he's doing.
Yeah, kind of like the folks in Green Bay. Oh, did I say that aloud? Kind of like the folks in Los Angeles with the Fakers. Oh, did I say that aloud?
Ouch.
Kind of like the Clippers. Oops, did I say that aloud?
See, but I like Steve Ballmer.
Kind of like the Brooklyn Mess. Oh, did I say that aloud?
Don't get me started.
Kind of like the Chicago Bears. Oops.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, speaking of which, I think I saw a new Soldier Field rendering.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do I want to see it?
I don't think you do.
Oh, Jesus. Let's go on. Floor is yours.
All right. So, let's see here. Oh, yeah. So, because of the Texans' victory, 32-31 over the Colts, now the number 1 draft pick belongs to the Bears. So the Bears are officially on the clock, and of course, they'll be off of it come late April.
With the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select the offseason.
Now,
that's for you.
Thank you. Now, I appreciate that.
That's for you, and you know the exact episode where I got that from, and the exact team we were discussing where I got that from.
Yes, definitely. Now,
I had to do it as soon as I saw Bears fans celebrating. You understand me? Celebrating that they got the number 1 overall pick.
This was so messed up. So, of course, in the 32-31 victory the Texans had over the Colts, there were many Texans fans lamenting the fact that the Texans didn't tank, and they lost the number 1. They lost the number 1 pick. I'm like, I don't know why y'all are upset, because if the Texans draft a quarterback in the first round, that'll be fine. And then which they won't.
First of all, these are Texans fans we're talking about.
Right, exactly. And I know many of them.
Yes, you do know many of them. You grew up in the town. You grew up in Houston. I mean, these are okay. I'm gonna throw a bomb. No, I'm gonna drop a howitzer. These are Texan fans that claim to know Oilers stuff. Believe me, you know this very well. A few of them have tried to talk to me.
Yeah, they don't.
A few of them have tried to talk to me. That became Titan fans.
And I'm serious when yes, exactly. And
you're married to a Titan fan, so you already know how that transition goes.
Yeah. I say this with all honesty. You know more about Oilers history than they do. And it's
and I'm not even a fan of the team, but doggone it, I grew up watching the Houston Oilers.
Yeah.
Not the Houston Texans. Jesus.
Yeah.
How many more notes we got?
Got a couple more.
Okay, let's finish up and then I'll tease Texans fans. Next. Floor is yours.
So it looks like with Jim Harbaugh doing a John Calipari impression, he's
God.
looking for jobs elsewhere. And so the Denver Broncos are saying, come on down. You're the next contestant on Coach This
Broncos
Dumpster
are wrong.
Fire.
And the bad part is, A, I pulled it all nighter. B, I was watching old episodes of The Price is Right with both Johnny Olsen and Rod Roddy as the announcer. And for those of you Price is Right, hardcore Price is Right fans like I, of course, Johnny Olsen was the first announcer up until his death in 1985, and then Rod Roddy took it over until his death in 2003. So
yeah,
people who know got that reference, but doggone it.
So, so Mr. Harbaugh, who currently is the head coach of the Michigan football team, had this to say about his future. Quote, as I stated in December, while no one knows what the future holds, I expect that I will be enthusiastically coaching Michigan in 2023. I have spoken to President Santa Ono and Athletic Director Ward Manuel and appreciate their support of me and our program. Our mission as Wolverines continues, and we are preparing for the 2023 season with great passion and enthusiasm. As our legendary coach Bo Schembechler said, those who stay will be champions. Close quote.
Can I get a little Dolomite for that quote, please?
Lord have mercy.
Can I get a little Dolomite for that BS?
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, boy.
That fool's going to be on the first thing smoking out of Ann Arbor.
Look, Denver already has thrown a 5-year, $100+ million offer at him.
And that's not the only one. That's the only coach they're entertaining, because last week they were actually inviting Sean Payton there too. So
Sean Payton's not going to the mountains.
I don't think he's going there.
Matter of fact, I have a conspiracy theory within this whip around.
Oh Lord, okay, so what is this conspiracy theory?
It's a short one, and a lot of people are not going to believe me when I say this. Hell, I'm just doing this to rile up some people, very truthfully, but I think Sean Payton's going back to New Orleans.
You think he might go right back there?
I think he's going back to New Orleans.
He still has a really good rapport with the ownership group. So that doesn't but to me, it would be contingent on if they have the right quarterback there.
True. Because Drew Brees and Sean Payton were like this.
Yeah, they literally were like brothers.
They were brothers. They were brothers in arms.
Yeah.
Now I see a couple of disparaging. Well, we'll get to the comments after the break. Let's finish the whip around, then we'll go to a break. What's the last note we got here?
Former Browns great Bernie Kosar. Now he has a radio paying gig for the Browns. I'm so sorry, I said it wrong. He had one. So apparently
he opened his mouth and put his foot in it.
Basically. So he placed the first legal bet in Ohio for the typical sports book app on Sunday's finale between the Browns and the Steelers. Now,
you said Browns, right?
Yes, I said Browns. Yes.
Therein lies the problem.
Yeah. So, of course, for those who don't know, he wore number 19. He played for the Browns between the mid-'80s and the mid-'90s, and he got them to 3 AFC Championship games in 4 years. So he
lost them all to Denver.
And lost all of them to Denver. 2 of them in heartbreaking fashion.
Denver.
Yeah. And 2 of them in heartbreaking fashion. Yeah.
Yeah. So the drive and the fumble, and on the third one in 1989, they just got blown the hell out.
Yeah, they just didn't show up in the second half of that game. But so it is illegal. Not illegal, I'm sorry. It is, I guess, immoral, I guess you could say, for any NFL employee to participate in bets, even if it's legal. If you can look at Calvin Ridley, he actually got suspended for a year from doing something similar. So
Bernie.
So he publicized that he put down $19,000, and this wasn't even going to go to him. This was going to go to a charity. So unfortunately, the Shield stepped in, and the Browns stepped in as well, and they said bye-bye to Mr. Kosar before Sunday's 28-14 L. Oh my God, I'm so sorry I said it.
Do it right. And to Rod West.
Oh,
not only did Bernie Kosar take one of these, but
we're going to talk about that.
Your team took one of these as well. Hit it! Bitch. Oh, I'm sorry.
So after that 28-14 L that the Browns took, I should say before the 2014 L that the Browns took to the Steelers,
Bernie Kosar took an L and lost his job.
He took an L and lost his job, and it's unfortunate. So,
good Lord.
Yeah, so he went on to say on, I think it was on Twitter, the following about all of the festivities and what went down and how he felt. Quote,
what did he say?
Steelers game day, yet once again, I am informed by the Browns that my services are no longer desired or needed. I will not be doing today's radio program. I am shocked and disappointed. Brown and orange is my life.
No, you're not.
Close quote.
No, you're not.
Oh, you think he's not disappointed and shocked because? Well, I don't think he's shocked. You don't think he's disappointed because you think he went to get out of the dumpster fire that is Browns?
Bishop Bullwinkle, please answer that question.
Oh, okay, all right, Bishop Bullwinkle. Do you think that Bernie Kosar was shocked? Whoa. Hell no. To the no. Oh, yeah, to the wall. Hell no. To the no.
Because it's Cleveland. Does that tell you anything?
And the funny
this
thing
is the same town that LeBron James gave up on, not once, but twice.
And notice he did say once again, so he's like he knew this was going to happen at some point.
And the Browns gave up on him in 1993. The Browns gave up on him in 1993, which is where Bernie Kosar led the second half Cowboys rampage against my 49ers to an NFC championship.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And he won a chip that year.
I watched every bit of that massacre because the 49ers weren't ready for round 2.
No.
3, yes, but not round 2.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, that offensive line, and I will say, and I have total respect for the 90s Cowboys and the way that team was built. The same with the 80s 49ers and the 80s Giants. Mm-hmm. That team punched us in the mouth.
Yeah, they.
No, let me say it Cole's way, being from the South. They punched us in the mouth.
Yeah, they were physical. Physical up front.
They punched us in the mouth. We got to go to a break. Let's take a break. We'll say hi to the folks in the feedback zone, and I have a response for one Rod West.
But before we do end it, let's end this segment of Whip Around properly.
Now that we did that properly, now we'll go to a quick break. And when we come back, we'll say hi to the fans in the feedback zone. And Rod West, your ass is toast.
Rod West.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. 4 men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Dog, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
Live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing listening pleasure.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extra berth. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Yes, sir. It is indeed Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, the Monday version thereof. We get to talk about a national championship. We would do that in hour 2. But, well, let's say hi to some folks. LeVar SM in the house with us. Sig Diggy was one of the first ones here, along with Victor Locke. Of course, you know, Rob West is here. Ryan McCorfey will join us in 11 minutes. A Pizzle in the house with us. Fins up. Dolphins are in.
Congratulations to your Fins.
Patriots are out. Thank the Lord. Hawk TV. Oh. And I got 4 words. I got 4 words for Mr. Hawk TV. Hail to the Redskins. And you already know that.
I will say
you already know that salute. Stuck in my mind, aka Mr. Wise. Good morning, my brothers. Good morning to you. And
good morning, man.
There's a new commercial in the chat, courtesy of Victor Locke. And I'm going to read this correctly. Quote, if you suffered from head injuries by watching the Sunday afternoon games played by the Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys, you might be eligible to compensation. Now you know the man's video scientist got this. You know the man video scientist got this. I'll read it again before we go off the air. In fact, I'll record it and send it to him.
And then Sig backdoored it and said this.
This episode of Snowman in the Morning is brought to you by Ghetto Grip Stress Balls. For dealing with extreme stress, grab those stress balls. You'll probably have to read it because I kind of.
That's okay.
I slipped up in reading that.
That's
now then, I'm ready to fry somebody. Rod West, sit your punk ass down.
Rod West.
So this punk Patriots fan, which you all know and love. No, don't do that. Wrong button. Although he does represent most of the homosexuals we know.
Right.
You're getting old when you have to take off your glasses to read very, very small print.
Yes.
Lord knows I've had to do that more than once, as my wife has. So this punk ass Patriots fan named Rod West, whose team got kicked in the ass on the way out the playoff door, or didn't even get into the playoffs, sent me a photo with the following comment, and it reads as follows.
Quote.
Snowman, you got that, but my Patriots more relevant than your sorry ass 49ers. Period. Start new sentence. Your head coach going choke like he did against Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Close quote. You'd be better than saying that he choked as the offensive coordinator for the Falcons. Playing against your Patriots, but I digress. Sorry, go ahead, sir.
Give me the camera, please.
All right.
And I'm waiting on you to tell me a word.
Oh. Let me see. Digest. No. Kill. No. Destroy. No. Oh, you mean.
Rod West, I begin with a question. Where are your Patriots? Oh yeah, out. Matter of fact, where's my soundboard? Where's my soundboard? Matter of fact, your Patriots got this. This.
Sonic boom.
This. This. This.
Yoga fire.
And finally this.
Tiger uppercut.
So are you saying that the Patriots yesterday took one big fat juicy
You got right I am. You got right I am. Matter of fact, hey, Rod West, to your Patriots and eventually your Lakers, courtesy of Pressure Luck. Oh, you didn't hear that? Let me do it again.
Not the whammy singing.
I went to the barbershop for that. One more time to the Patriots and Rod West, and to the Packers and my buddy Trey Larkins and Darrell Owens.
Oh, yeah. You have the cap on the Packers too.
Hell
Packers
yeah!
Fan. No, not Packers. I'm sorry, Packers fan.
Hell yeah! Because I'm sick and tired of these Packer fans and Patriot fans telling me their quarterback is better than Mr. Montana. You fool!
Well, no. I'll save the 49er tidbit for a little later.
Please do, because we're gonna have fun with that. And Rod West also said, "Open it."
Good Lord, he said, quote,
the Seahawks are going to upset the 49ers in the wild card round.
Close quote. And now a selection from the Wonder Bread Choir entitled You Must. Another, you tripping.
Dumbass.
You said
what? That the Seahawks are going to upset the 49ers at Levi's Stadium next Saturday.
A team that has not come close to even laying a finger on the 49ers all year?
Mm-hmm. That's him. Oh, thank you, Victor. He just gave me a wonderful suggestion. Besides playing... Yeah! A little Robert Ford. See you later! And
shut up, fool!
By the way, Rod West, Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback to ever play, and Michael Jordan is the greatest player to ever play. Unlike LeBum James and unlike Tom Brady.
Cheaty? Oh, that's cold.
I told you I haven't been asleep.
That's cold. Cheaty.
I'm not digressing. and I know Rod West is gonna try to tear me up and say
you tripping
all during his lunch break show today. I'm not tripping. I speak facts. Something you don't like to participate in speaking. Yeah, let me read this again. Let me read part of this again.
Oh Lord.
Your head coach going choke. I can stop there. I can stop right there.
I'll read it again.
I'll read it again. Your head coach going choke.
English, do you speak it?
You beat me to it. Thank you.
Oh my
gosh. Rod, you owe me a receipt, just like quite a few other people, including our guest, because I made an outrageous claim, which I thought was outrageous at the time. We're in the playoffs. We're division champions. We're the number 2 seed. And the Patriots are out. I'll use a phrase from an old Deputy Dog cartoon. Yes, I'm going way back to the Terry Tunes.
Deputy Dog. Oh my God.
I'm going back to the Terry Tunes. The Patriots are out. OWT out.
OWT. Oh my God.
OWT out.
Oh Lord.
Now, will the 49ers run it 3 more times and get to Arizona? We don't know. The playoffs are an entirely different animal. I realize that. Hell, 49ers held the number 1 seed in 1987, and we got socked in the mouth by the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
By Anthony Carter.
Yeah, blitzed them. Yeah. Minnesota blitzed in the first half, and Anthony Carter blitzed them the whole game.
Man, 10 catches, 227. 227. I'll never forget that game.
Yeah.
But to Rod West, shut the hell up, because your Patriots and your Fakers are going nowhere fast until they solve the fact that they need, what am I looking at? Oh yeah, a running game. Oh, and to the Green Bay Packers, you should have used the running game when you needed it last night.
But both of us are very glad that you all in Green Bay, Wisconsin, are now sitting at home like Aaron Rodgers, drinking his ayahuasca after taking that big, ugly
and happy belated birthday to Drew Willingham, who has joined us this morning, and he'll join me at 1:05 for the Sports Senseis.
Happy belated
birthday. And I got a bone to pick with Drew. May as well do it on this segment right here.
All right.
Drew said, quote, he finally got me to say that the 49ers are winning the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. You know what, Drew? I'll go with it.
Well, I mean, heck, Joe Montana already said it.
I'm wrong. And I will happily admit that I'm wrong. I thought I was going to be wrong when I said the Niners would run the table after we got our ass kicked by the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll say it aloud. I'll say it aloud. And thank you, Victor, for finding that out for me. 2018 was the last time Detroit swept the Green Bay Packers. So to Rod West, F you and your ticket too. Get the hell up.
I think with that, we need to sip some coffee.
Yes.
As he does every Monday, he joins us now. One Mr. Ryan McCarthy of No Credentials Required.
Mr. McCoffee, what up?
Gentlemen, mutually assured destruction has been completed.
Yes. Yes, it has.
Although it was
dancing, hence my dancing.
Although it wasn't how can I say it wasn't total, because the Jets could have made it mutually destructive for even the Dolphins, but they did not complete
Their
the
offense
mission.
didn't show up.
That offense
And
went nowhere.
no touchdowns in their last 3 games. None. 0.
I mean, the D gave them 3 field goals to work with. How in the heck, if your defense simply shuts down the opposing offense, you become even more anemic? How is that possible?
It's a Jets.
3 words. Well, actually, two words. Mike LaFleur.
So he's that inept an offensive coordinator.
He's that bad of an offensive coordinator. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened in his transport. I don't know what happened in his transport from Santa Clara to New York.
It was
but that offense does not reflect 49ers.
It's year 2. Year 1, last year he was pulling out they were doing trick plays.
Yeah.
Which helped him to win. And also after week 4, all those trick plays went out the window.
That's what threw me for a loop. I was like, wait a minute. Had they gotten extremely conservative, or is it just me? I thought it was just me for a second there.
I think part of it's LaFleur's ineptitude. Part of it is the personnel on the field. Like, he doesn't know how to work to the strengths of the personnel on the field, which is why you had Elijah Moore asking for a trade, which is why you had James Robinson, who was brought in to kind of be the replacement for Breece Hall when he went down. He was great.
Breece Hall went down, and there went the season.
Oh, not only Breece Hall, but Elijah Vera Tucker. He has stabilized that offensive line.
Yeah. If you can't block and can't run, you're screwed. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Bob Wischusen has got to be cringing right about now. Of course, Bob Wischusen, the fabulous radio voice in the New York Jets.
One of the best voices in sports. One of the best. But also, I was going to mention, too, Breece Hall still finished first on the Jets with most rushing yards. That's how
he
bad
actually ended the year with the most rushing yards.
Actually ended the year with the most rushing yards on the team.
And let me get this straight. He went down in October, right?
He went down in October. Yeah, week 7. He was lost to the season, and
he still
finished with 400.
Finished with the most rushing yards with the wow.
Yeah.
So Drew Willingham. Saturday was my birthday, and Snowman forgot about it, which I did. He's gonna feel the fire at 105 at 105 Eastern today. Let me respond to that. Drew, no, I won't.
And for your mutually assured destruction,
belated from the heart, a happy belated birthday, Drew.
Yes, absolutely, Drew.
So happy belated birthday, my friend.
So to the comment to one of your fellow opponent fans, he had to say LeBron James is the GOAT and happy sweeping Jets every year.
Could you queue up Samuel L. Jackson for me, Cole?
Oh,
Please?
yes, I
Thank you.
most certainly
Please do.
can. You called that beautifully because I was wanting to do the same thing.
I don't remember asking you a thing.
Thank you.
No problem. Nice call on that one, Ryan. Love it.
Oh, thank
Love
you.
it.
I also gotta break this out.
Please go ahead, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ayahuasca, not gonna go to the playoffs.
Yes.
Can you do that again, please?
No.
No, I'm begging you to do. I'm begging you to do.
I don't do encores.
This time you have to. We gotta have it. Gotta have it.
Okay, fine. Ayahuasca, not gonna go to the playoffs.
Couldn't have said it better. Couldn't have said it better.
In the words of Wise El Jefe, had to do it.
Had to do it. Had to do it.
Ayahuasca. We don't have to see him fail in January. Good Lord.
Ayahuasca probably gonna be on the New York Jets quarterback next year.
Oh, don't wish that on your team.
I don't know. I mean,
it's like Rod wishing Tom Brady quarterbacking my team next year, which he won't,
or his again.
Yeah, I hope Tom Brady does go back to New England, and I have two very personal reasons. Number one, it's where he belongs. Number two, so everybody could beat him up again in the division.
You saying, Ryan?
Yeah, with Matt Patricia and Joe Judge doing the play calling. Oh, and Bill Belichick, the three-headed monster of that offense, that didn't do a whole lot yesterday or this year.
I'm about to say, not just yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
a team that had to rely on their defense getting not just turnovers but pick sixes, just to stay afloat.
Dana Reagan, I love you for this.
LeBron is the GOAT of my whiny
little statement stands as it should.
Yeah.
I'm going to curse y'all. Lavaris, I'm going to curse y'all. If y'all ever watch how Zion runs and walks on the court, he walks like a penguin.
Oh no! Why did you have to say that, Lavaris? I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I just can't unsee it now.
And by the way, by the way, he won't finish the season.
Well, I mean, he's out now, so there you go.
Again?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Just like I predicted.
He's this decade's Greg Oden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's too bad.
And the sad thing is, he was actually going pretty well.
Yeah.
Yep. He my recorder commercial. Drew Willingham Snowman Multimedia is brought to you by Slackjaw VPN. Dear Lord.
Oh, I have that commercial already done too.
Oh,
Are we gonna see a Darvin Ham
and to Rod West? English, motherfucker, do you speak it? Ryan, I hope you were watching earlier when I read a comment from Mr. West.
Yeah, I did. I was listening before I came on.
Yeah, he sent it to me in a photo too.
In a photo or a video?
He a screen capture.
Oh,
yeah. Patriots are more relevant than my sorry ass 49ers. Well, my sorry ass 49ers just happened to win 10 in a row, bitch.
Wait. I thought for a team to be relevant, wouldn't they actually have to make the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how the heck a team that, and I'm saying this as a team that, as a fan of a team that didn't.
Mm-hmm.
If your team didn't make the playoffs, how could they be relevant? Because after about maybe today and tomorrow, you don't even talk about those teams until about, I don't know, March. Maybe late March.
I thought I saw a putty tat.
There he is. Yep, show Here's the show mascot tag along right here. Oh, buddy.
Not the show mascot. All right, so
I had a little fun with TikTok yesterday because one of our barn cats, Winnie, wound up in the house.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I took a video with her, and people were watching it more than they were watching the Patriots. Oh, did I say that aloud?
Oh.
Oof. So I got a question for you guys. So Lovie Smith's already been fired, unfortunately. Unfortunately,
yeah, it's unfortunate.
Unfortunate, but unfortunately, it was expected.
Can I inquire with you guys? Do you think Mike Vrabel's next?
No.
Yes.
No. I know that. I know he.
We got debate.
No, it's not a debate. I live here in Nashville.
Okay. He's not going to get fired.
They love him here. The fans love him here. The organization loves him here, and they already found their scapegoat because they basically pinpointed. Well, our basic season went to Hades because our GM decided not to keep AJ Brown in off season. And after
that's when the season went to hell.
And after that, 38-10 butt whooping they took in Philly, that's when they fired the GM. So I knew then. I was like, well, Vrabel's job is safe.
Well, I figured if the GM's gone first, the coach has to be next.
No.
Yeah, but not
you would think.
But not in
but
this
they
case.
lost, but they went on a really bad slide. They were 7-3. They were in control of that division. Then they went on a historically bad slide.
They basically tanked.
They doggone it. Snowman helped me out. 2004, right? Vikings.
Yes.
2003. Oh, 2003 Vikings. Thank you. Because they did the exact same thing. Because the Titans started 6-0 and tanked. Yeah, they started 6-2 and eventually 7-3, and then lost the rest of their games. But the thing is, the Titans brass can say like it laid out for you. Or we don't have AJ Brown. That's the GM's fault. Ryan Tannehill's out for the year. That's our quarterback. Yes. Okay. Really, the only thing you could probably lay at Vrabel's feet would probably be they didn't have really that stud pass rusher, and their secondary was shaky.
Okay.
Outside of those
injuries too.
People said that.
Injuries all along their offensive line.
People said that about our secondary.
Starting with Taylor Lewan.
Right.
Like when he was went down,
and that was early. Yeah. That was actually early October. Yeah,
that was week 2 or week 2 or 3.
Oh, that was September. It was September.
Week 3.
Yeah. That was September. You're correct.
People were saying that our secondary was suspect, and in many ways still is going into the playoffs. But from what I've seen, the last 10 games, save the Raiders game, that secondary looks like a bunch of studs to me. And we got our stud pass rusher who should, and I underline the word should and capitalize it,
and I think will
be the defensive player of the year. And that, of course, thank you, Richard Sherman, for this, because I'm a big fan of the Richard Sherman podcast, is Nicholas John Bosa. And I feel sorry for Geno Smith.
I think it helped Bosa's case. Two things that helped his case. One, he just kept consistently being the guy to lead that defense. And to me, the closest competitor to him in Micah Parsons, let's be completely honest. He basically went from the Jaguars game on.
Oh, no. I got to read this. This coffee with McCarthy's segment. Oh, go for it. Go for it.
all yours, Ryan.
This coffee with McCarthy segment is brought to you by Eartha Kitt Cat Food, the perfect meal for your feline friend.
That's
See, I can't do that.
That's a commercial. That's a commercial. That's a commercial.
Meow.
Oh my. Oh my.
I hate you, Ryan, but I love you for that.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Meow.
Meow.
Now I'm gonna say that to my wife when she comes in tonight from work. And Drew Willingham, we're gonna eat the Seahawks for lunch because it's basically a lunchtime kickoff.
And here's the problem that I have.
See, why did Drew? I got a question for you, and I got a question for Rod West at the same time.
Rod West,
that's a drop. That's got to be a drop now. Why do y'all hate my 49ers so much? I kid when I say it to Drew. I'm serious when I say it to Rod. Anybody got an answer for me? Anybody got an answer for me?
Maybe for
you have a theory, Cole?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I get. I mean, maybe because you rock hard your 49ers and they feel the need. They wanted to chop you down a peg, I guess, because of it. I don't know.
Listen, I keep it real with my teams. Okay? I keep it real with my teams. If they mess up,
As
they mess up.
All fans should.
The Monday after we got our ass kicked by the Kansas City Chiefs, I came on this show and ripped them apart.
And you should have. Because
I came on this show the Monday after we got our ass kicked by the Kansas City Chiefs and ripped them to shreds.
Yeah, yes, you should have. Because in that fourth quarter,
also
the Chiefs punked the 49ers. Yeah, you should have.
They punked us.
Yeah, you should have.
They punked us. But I also backed it up with a prediction
that they'd run the table.
I also said that we would run the table as far as the regular season goes. And Cole, to his credit, gave me the eyebrow. I mean, Cole looked at me and went, yeah, thank you, Ryan. That right there. Yeah. Somehow, I thought I said it as a fan. All right, let me just be real. I said it as a fan. Straight up said it as a fan, and this is after I spent a good 10 minutes ripping the 49ers to shreds, telling the truth about what happened to our offense, to our defense, because Patrick Mahomes tore us up the same way Jarrett Stidham tore us up, and for the first half yesterday, Trace McSorley tore us to shreds.
Because
I'll talk about that at the top of hour 2.
My thought was, I figured, okay, so the 49ers will win the NFC West. They're easily the best team in the division, and I had no issue with that. I figured they was going to win most of the games, if not all, but
yeah.
I knew there was.
I called 7 of those 10 wins. 7.
Yeah, but I really felt as though there was going to be one of those games where it's like, okay, the 49ers defense didn't show up.
Right.
And that happened.
Right.
But the offense helped them out. And so that's what I was thinking. I was thinking
offense bailed us out in Las Vegas. Yeah. Offense bailed us the hell out in Las Vegas. Okay.
That's why I was raising an eyebrow. I was like, you mean to tell me even with a slip up from, to me, the best unit in all of football, which is 49ers defense, you mean with a slip up there that you think they're gonna run the table? I'm like, oh, okay. And hey, credit to you, they did.
Look, I spoke it as a fan. All right. Let me just be totally real. I spoke it as a fan. All right. I spoke it with total blind belief in my 49ers. Okay. I spoke it with total blind belief. Hell, Jody even questioned me. Jody yanked me aside and said, do you really think they can run the table? And I went to sleep and woke up the next day and I said, baby, I have an answer for you. And she says, an answer to what? I said, I have an answer to your question of, do I really think the 49ers can run the table? And she got that wicked smile looking at me. And she gave me a hug and a kiss. And she says, all right, baby, let me have it. Hell yeah, I think they can run the table. And she held my hand and she says, all right, I'm rolling with you. You're my husband. Your team's the Niners. You rock with me because my team's the Colts, even though they suck. Let's get 10 in a row.
How'd they drop that one of the Texans
This
yesterday?
This is Jody saying to me, this is a longtime Colts fan. This is a 9th generation Hoosier saying to me, to my face, let's rock. Let's cheer on the Niners and let's get 10 in a row. The team I thought the first team I thought that was going to chop us down a couple of pegs was Tampa Bay. All right?
Yeah.
Tom Brady. Enough said. But then Purdy hit Christian McCaffrey. And McCaffrey did a hell of a toe tap dance. I looked at Jody and she looked at me and we both went, what the was that? And this is after the Niners went up 14-0.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Brock Purdy scoots into the end zone. All right. 14-0. Tampa Bay flying down the field, playing no huddle. This is after they got a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay flew down the field, and the Niners defense stepped up and stopped them. And what happened the next possession? Even though we lost Debo, turned that into a touchdown. And that was the 20-yarder to 32-yarder to McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at Jody and she looked at me, and the same way Ryan looked, and we had the face of,
yeah, Purdy's the real deal.
After this was Ryan after Breece Hall's injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And this was me after Mr. Irrelevant, who became very relevant very fast, dropped a dime to Christian McCaffrey.
Dude's the real deal. Yeah. It's time for us to stop saying that Brock Purdy is a third stringer and Brock Purdy is
Drew.
irrelevant and
Me and Drew are gonna have some fun at 105. But not only did he drop that dime to Christian McCaffrey, and Kevin Burkhardt, the lead announcer now for Fox NFL, said, let's see how much trust Kyle Shanahan has in Brock Purdy in terms of the 2-minute drill. They flew right down the field and hit Brandon Ayuk with another dime.
Which made it 21-0. Yeah.
That made it 28-0. And then the third quarter, McCaffrey zipped up the middle, made it 35-0. And then Jody looked at me, and my daughter Sonia. My daughter does not like sports, but she knows I'm a 49er fan. My daughter Sonia looked at me and said, when are they going to pull this game? Because it's a massacre. My daughter said that to me. I mean, we just looked at each other and went, wow. So, unlike Zach Wilson, who was the number 2 pick in the draft, the last pick in this
and
past
just took a number 2 picking that guy. Jeez.
Yeah. Is very relevant right now.
How relevant is he? Since 1950, there's been only 3 quarterbacks, and I can't remember the second, but there's been 3 quarterbacks that have started their first 5 games and it's thrown for more than 2 touchdowns in it. 2 or more touchdowns in it. Dan Marino is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Purdy is the third in 73 years. Is he Mr. Irrelevant now? I don't think so.
Did he have slip-ups during this winning streak?
Of course.
Of course.
Now, speaking of a quarterback that is irrelevant,
Zach Wilson.
All right, Mr. McCarthy. What do you think the Jets are going to do with Zach Wilson?
Boot him. Honestly, I don't know.
Wait. Say it again. Say it again.
He didn't have to say it. I'll say it for it. Moot him.
I got a better one.
Boot him.
Ryan,
boot him.
Hey,
Ryan,
Zach Wilson.
you fired.
I love it. Ryan McCarthy saying, moot him.
Boot him. Honestly, I don't know. You're getting all the politic talk from Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, who's trying to be all diplomatic, but in the back of their heads, they're going,
"What the hell are we going to do now?
He gone, or he's going to sit for a season, and we're going to bring in somebody who can prove to win." Because I'm gonna be honest, playoff mandate for next year. Playoff
in the immortal words, and I salute a local broadcast who had a Southern twang but was in Chicago for 40 years. In the immortal words of Ken the Hawk Harrelson, and Victor, this one's for you. He gone.
But here's the funny thing. I feel appalled for the Jets. I mean, from the organization and the fan base. But they actually improved from last year. You wouldn't think it. You wouldn't
think it with the 6-game losing streak that they had.
You wouldn't think the way you wouldn't think the way they finished. You wouldn't think the way they finished that they improved. They did improve.
They did improve.
But they had the most inconsistent play, and I can relate because the 49ers had this at the top of the season.
Two positions. Inconsistent. Quarterback, offensive line.
Yep.
Offensive line.
Yep. Yeah. Look, I can relate. Because first 7 games of the year, the 49ers quarterback play was just as inconsistent.
Up and down. Yeah.
We were up and down like a roller coaster. We were up and down like the Viper at Great America in Gurnee, Illinois.
Yeah.
I better put my glasses on.
Yeah. Then
we
Garoppolo
were up and down like a roller coaster.
Yeah, and then Garoppolo steadied the ship, and then I hate to say it, Purdy, I think he took it to the next level, and
he stabilized this.
He definitely stabilized it, and I think you all can say bye-bye to Trey Lance and bye-bye to Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yes.
Brock Purdy is the future.
Brock Purdy has earned the QB1 slot.
Yeah.
And anybody who doesn't think it, moot him. Play that for me, please, will you, Cole?
Oh, sure, no problem. You said
let me know when you're ready, because I'll repeat the statement.
Go ahead.
Anybody who doesn't think Brock Purdy has earned the QB1 job for San Francisco,
moot him.
And we're out of time for Coffee with McCarthy. But Ryan McCarthy joins us every single Monday morning to talk Jets, like Joe Beningo, and rip them apart, and the New Jersey Devils.
Pain. Oh, the pain.
Oh, the pain. See, I'll make this comparison. Jets fans are like Cub fans. And I don't have to say anymore. But the Cub fans are worse. At least the fans that we bring on as our analysts actually have some damn sense.
And objectivity.
Actually have some sense.
I have 2 cents actually, but
oh Lord.
But
what do you got this week, Ryan? Before you go.
This week, Wednesday, we're moving No Crunches Required to Wednesday at 7 p.m. So on our YouTube channel, and I'm gonna finally sit down and record an episode of Have Another Donut, my New Jersey Devils podcast. I haven't done that in a while, but have some other outside stuff, personal stuff going on with my family, so I haven't been able to sit down and record. But everything's kind of settling down. I'm gonna record an episode this week, and it should be released. I'll let you know when it's released. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
And the Devils had a big comeback win against the Rangers this week, against the Blue Shirts this weekend.
Yes, indeed.
So it was a great win.
Hey,
I will be name for a rival.
I will be modest as a hockey fan. My Blackhawks have won 2 in a row now, including last night in overtime.
Are they trying to take themselves out of the Connor Bedard race?
I don't know. Thank you, Ryan, very much. Love you, brother.
Thanks, fellas. Take care.
Thank you, man.
And Tom Brady ain't coming to San Francisco, Drew Willingham.
And that's all the time. And that's all the time we have for Snow. No, we don't. Hour number 2 is next.
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jag.
Well, I know he's only in his 3rd year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
the hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2,
the one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2, Sam Shady.
Oh man, it's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2, was
Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now. Oh, hell yeah! Good morning to Dari. Good morning, Lavaris. Dari says, salute Snowman and starting the week off right. Hey, folks, do us a favor. If you can help Cole and myself out with a live donation to our Cash App, or if you can join the Patreon for as low as $5 a month, or both, it would really help us help this show grow, and it will help the network grow. With Cole Johnson, I'm Brian Snow. This is Snowman in the Morning, hour number 2. We got Jay Spivey coming at the bottom of the hour. Now, I will only ask this once of you because you've basically been along for the ride. Can I have my receipt, please? At least the regular season version thereof.
A receipt for what?
Running the table.
Okay, well, fine. Here's your funky receipt. Lord have mercy.
I said I'd only ask once. I love the line you put in from the playmaker.
I was trying to listen to one that I really
was perfect. That was perfect.
Yeah, and when I heard that, I was like, "Oh yeah, this has to be in it."
That had to go into the intro.
Mm-hmm.
That had to go. That had to go into the intro. So I was watching a lot of Street Fighter videos over the weekend.
Okay.
I think I have. The guy I always used was Guile.
Mm-hmm.
The guy I always used was Guile. I think I'm going. The next time I play, I think I'm going to go with Zangief.
Okay.
Because Zangief will just give you the spinning pile driver and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
I know your guy in Mortal Kombat was Scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
Come here.
Yeah.
Who's your guy in Street Fighter? Street Fighter 2. That'll be our question for the chat. Let's have some fun. I'll have you put this in the chat. Who is your go-to character in Street Fighter? Street Fighter 2.
Man, I gotta think about that one.
Because a lot of people go with, or like I said, that's Ryu or Ken. My guy did this.
Sonic Boom.
One guy I also used a lot did this.
Tiger Uppercut.
I think I would have to say
which is what was delivered to the Packers last night.
Tiger Uppercut.
Yeah, it was delivered to them, and when DJ Chark caught that pass at the Packers, 7?
Yep.
With 1 minute to go. That's when all of Lambeau Field felt that.
Ryu all day, says Dari.
Yeah.
Sick Diggy says gamers choose Ryu over Ken. Dari just dropped a salute to Victor Locke. Lavara says, I played more Tekken than Street Fighter. Played the hell out of Eddie Gordo. He was a cheat code with those leg kicks. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Dude.
Yeah, he was. LeVars, did you play a lot of Tekken 3? Because I know I sure did. I was trying to learn the game. I was trying to learn Tekken 3.
I wish.
And the guy I used was Paul Phoenix. I used Paul Phoenix a lot. Why?
That's a game I never got into for some reason.
Here's
Not that I
what
hate it. I just never got into it.
Right. Here's one. The main reason I use Paul Phoenix a lot in learning Tekken 3, the Phoenix Punch. With rear back and you see his arm light up, and if your opponent was right in range, pow! That's an instant kill.
So
that's an instant kill. And Barra says yes, Tekken 3.
Oh, so that's where Marvel Iron Fist was born. On my bad.
I didn't play Tekken 2. You wrong with that Iron Fist. I just caught that. You wrong as hell for that. You're true. I'm not disputing it. I'm not disputing it. Yeah, I didn't say you were wrong.
Oh man,
I didn't say you were wrong. But you wrong. But I didn't. I'm not disputing it. But you wrong as hell for that comment. Rod says Ken and Guile all day. Oh, Drew's coming with this. Drew's coming.
Wow.
Until they lose in the divisional round. Okay. Then I got this for Drew. What if we go further than that?
Let me see. So, in my opinion, I think the teams that they'll probably face would be either in the division. I'm talking about the 49ers would be.
It's a winner. It'll be the winner of the Vikings Giants.
Well, it won't be the winner of them, but it'll be the Vikings because if the Giants advance, but the Cowboys do, you'll be playing the Cowboys.
Oh, we get to run them over in our house.
So more than likely, I'm thinking the opponents that you're probably going to face because I don't see the Seahawks beating the 49ers. I think the opponents.
Do you see the Seahawks scoring against the 49ers?
I can see them scoring, but not at will.
Not much.
No, not much, and not at will. But yeah, the teams that I can see them facing off would be either the Cowboys or the Vikings. Personally,
I want to see Brock Purdy do that two fake pass again, like the one he did to George Kittle on Thursday Night Football.
That was sweet.
The Niners did run that play against the Dolphins in the Super Bowl, but there was a variation of it because Montana gave two fakes. Al High in the house.
What's up,
What's
Al?
up, Big Al? Hey, Al, I got to get you back. We got to get you back on the program, my friend.
That's about where I see it, Al. Seriously, 10, maybe 13,
if that.
Yeah, maybe
because
13.
This 49ers defense is clicking. And the scariest defense, even though I hate the fact that we couldn't get the number one seed, congratulations to Philadelphia for getting the number one seed. I'm kind of glad we're playing in the wild card round because this 49ers defense is clicking.
Yeah.
And the worst defense you can face, and you know this from years of watching the Houston Oilers, the worst defense you can face is a pissed off defense.
One that feels like they have something to prove. Oh, yeah. And I think
in the last two games where we underestimated the quarterback, Jarrett Stidham and Trace McSorley, they got something to prove.
They're not going to underestimate Geno Smith because they've now
hell
seen it twice.
No. Yeah. Oh, hell no.
Drew. Well, we're having the sports senseis right here saying Hawks upset Niners in the first half. Niners pulled off 27-24 by the end of the game.
There's no way.
I don't see the Seahawks opening it up like that.
Drew, I love you, brother, but there's no way Seattle scoring 24 points against that defense. That'd be like Kirk Cousins ringing up 24 points against us.
No,
when we hit them in the mouth 3 years ago, they only scored 10. And they supposedly had a good defense. Who is the team? Here's another question you could put in the chat for us. Who is the playoff team? Let me be specific. Who is the playoff team that surprised you the most? The playoff team that surprised me the most was Jacksonville.
They didn't surprise me the most. They made me the most proud. And yes,
yeah,
I know the same divisions as the Texans, and you're supposed to hate your divisional rivals, but
you couldn't. Not with the way Jacksonville.
Once I take,
I think
fan hat off, the analyst hat on. That's all done for.
I think Kevin Burkhardt said it best. They just clicked.
This is the thing. People have to understand this is virtually the same team. Yes, I know they have some new pieces, like Walker for the number 1 overall draft pick.
Right.
So I know they have him. They have Kirk, who of course is wide receiver they signed in the offseason. So I know they have new parts, but that virtually was the same team Urban Meyer coached last year.
Yeah.
And they were a dumpster fire 100% because of him. And you can now say 100% it was because of him. Because when you have an NFL caliber head coach in Doug Peterson taking that same bunch and takes them to a divisional title, that just goes to show that it is important that you have the right guy leading the troops. And
the maturation of Trevor Lawrence.
And I'm not hating on Doug Peterson when I say the following. He is not the most elite of head coaches in NFL. However, he's a pretty good one.
Oh, yeah.
He's a pretty good one.
He took the Eagles to a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback.
Right. He's a pretty good one. He knows what he's doing with teams, and he definitely knows what he's doing with quarterbacks since he was a backup quarterback for all of his career.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, the maturation process of one Trevor Lawrence, it was during the second half of the season, like game probably 9 or 10, where it just all of a sudden it clicked for him. And the team took off.
What told me that it was going to click for him, the comeback win against Dallas.
I'll rewind it further. The comeback win against the Ravens. That's when I thought.
There you go.
They might be on to something.
Good point. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more NFL playoff stuff. I'm showing more love to my 49ers. I'm showing some love to the Washington Redskins. And then Jay Spivey will join us for some Spivey notes. Back in 180 seconds. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Back in a flash.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
That's why we here on this platform.
Marriage, a loving splendor, a daily grind. Such is the case when Damien and Jamie get together and chop it up, for marriage is real.
Let's just lay it all out here. Let's just be real with it.
Join this wonderful couple who keeps it real and always in love. BS3 Network proudly presents Marriage is Real, where love is the only thing that matters. Live every Tuesday at 8:30 Central. Oh, and Jamie has something to say.
Deuces and trays.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
Cause we take this job so serious.
The is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Sir?
You an idiot. You an idiot.
Oh, gosh, that was beautiful.
Would you play that again, please?
Oh, sure.
Because we take this job so serious.
The is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
One more time for the folks at the Astrodome.
Oh, that fits so well. Oh, my.
Because we take this job so serious.
The is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Now I'm not going to be able to unsee that because it was freaking hilarious when it happened. And that happened live on the air, folks.
Yeah, that was live on the air after I introduced this. Yeah, after I introduced this element to Wise for the first time. And he proceeded to say, "The F is that on camera, on live TV."
Oh boy. Oh jeez. Dogs and Frogs. National Championship. The best Monday Night Football game of the year. Oh.
Ow.
Oh.
And you know that the NFL has another Monday Night Football game coming up.
And the reason I'm supposed to care?
Well, one of the teams is the Cowboys, so I know you would want to root against them. But yes, I understand why they put it at Monday night because, well, they want to make that, I guess, this is must-view TV for the NFL. They're having NFL Monday Night Football playoff style. So in one corner is the Cowboys, the other corner is the Bucks. Of course, the team doesn't matter; it's the quarterback that does.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is next Monday. But tonight, though, will be the most
Dogs and Frogs,
most important football game,
and probably
all
and
year.
What's probably going to be the highest scoring national championship game I've seen in a long time.
I mean, you
got two of the best. You got two of the best quarterbacks and two of the best offenses hooking up for a storybook Hollywood game, which will be played in Inglewood, California tonight. Dogs are favored by 14. I'm taking those points. You ain't gonna beat TCU by 14.
I don't think you're gonna beat them by 14 either.
TCU will not get beat by 14 points.
They've shown me far too many times that if you're going to beat them, you're gonna have to bring a lunch and do it 60 minutes long because
Michigan didn't learn that lesson. A pick six started the scoring in Tempe, Arizona.
And yeah, Michigan, their dumb behinds thought, well, we coasted through by and over Ohio State. That's going to be probably the toughest team we'll face until Georgia. TCU is nothing. And then they found that TCU was even more physical than Ohio State was.
I mean, TCU put a foot in that ass. The score doesn't indicate it, but TCU beat them up.
Yeah. I mean, Michigan was the only reason why the score was so close was Michigan kept playing catch up the whole entire game. The whole game they're playing catch up. So they were just frantically trying to stay in it. And credit to them, they do have some good players on their squad that could do it. But yeah, make no mistake, TCU controlled that game almost from start to finish.
Yeah, no way you're gonna beat TCU by 14. Just like there's no way you're gonna beat Georgia by 14.
No.
It's not going to happen. Scott Howard will be on the call. Let me read this right. Scott Howard is on the call for the Dogs Radio Network, and Brian Estridge will handle the call for the TCU Radio Network. Lavares has a great comment. I remember people saying TCU never played any good teams yet when they were unbeaten.
Right.
And people were downing TCU after they had a comeback win against Baylor in Waco, Texas.
And people were basically saying, see, we told you when they lost to Kansas State in the Big 12 championship.
In the Big 12 championship game. Here's the and that's when the protests were going out from the entire state of Alabama. We should have gotten that number 4 spot. Here's the problem. TCU played for a conference championship. Alabama did not.
And on top of it, Bama fan, Tide fan,
TCU
was unbeaten going to the championship game, but you took 2 of these before you could even sniff.
And my favorite one of the 2 was the walk-off against Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm about to say, now granted, yes, the 2 losses, the first L was the walk-off field goal in Knoxville, and the second L was a Baton Rouge 2-point conversion in overtime that was converted against you. Otherwise, you probably would have won it 31-30. Yeah,
they both were walk-offs.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to get the Tennessee call of the walk-off field goal. And remember, in that Tennessee game, there was 101 points scored.
Yes.
There was 101 points scored. Alabama surrendered 52 points.
And Alabama had the chance to go ahead in that game.
They sure did. They did go ahead.
Well, I know they did. I mean, late in the game, I meant.
Yeah.
It was tied at 49. But
Alabama choked their final possession.
Mm-hmm.
They choked away their final possession. They had no business choking away that game. None.
Yeah.
Even though Tennessee put a foot in their ass for 3.5 quarters.
Yeah. But just like in Baton Rouge, Bama fan, the Tide in Knoxville earned that.
And by the way, Tide fan, TCU had to go to overtime against Kansas State.
Yeah,
Max Duggan basically won the Heisman Trophy, which he should have been awarded the Heisman Trophy.
Should have won.
Walking TCU down the field against Kansas State, who held them in check most of the afternoon.
They did.
Kansas State held TCU in check most of the afternoon. Mm-hmm. All right, let's not get it twisted. TCU was held in check in Dallas most of the afternoon, but Max Duggan had one great drive left in him, and he marched their asses right down the field for the tying score, which included a 2-point conversion. Because remember, it was 28-20.
Mm-hmm.
It was 28-20, and Max Duggan said, F this, and walked him right down the field.
Yeah, so you're talking about a team of resilience when it comes to TCU.
Yes, indeed.
I was thinking, okay, they're probably going to slip up sometime. And after they spanked Oklahoma, I was like, they're going to slip up somewhere. I think when they play Texas, they're going to slip up.
Boy,
what did they
ever
spanked Oklahoma.
That was Oklahoma's season going down the toilet.
Yeah. And what did they do when they go to Austin? They basically said,
spanked.
We are going to show you. Yeah, we're basically going to show you that you are not man enough.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't.
We're gonna go. They went to Austin, Texas, in front of 100,000 burnt orange clad fans.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Craig Way, but when they went to Austin, Texas, in front of 100,000 burnt orange clad fans, and said, "You're not going to be able to hang with us," and they punched him in the mouth.
Mm-hmm. And ultimately, they couldn't hang with him. So.
Mm-hmm. They punched Michigan in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I was so happy when they beat Michigan.
Yeah. So when I saw that they could pull points up in bunches one week, and the next week they could roll their sleeves, get their hands in the dirt, and be dirty, and just smack you, I was like, oh, this team has dimensions to them. Okay.
Yes, they do. And
that is what Michigan found out.
And the third dimension, winning in a walk-off fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And that fire drill, I want y'all, if y'all don't think TCU has layers to this, look at the game against Baylor. Look at the final drive of TCU against Baylor. Because any other team in the Big 12 would not have been prepared to get there with no timeouts.
Yeah, they would have folded.
With no timeouts. They would have played, any other team in the Big 12 would have played for overtime. The hell with that. TCU played for the win and said, we're going to be ready. So they got close enough, and then they were ready to switch their teams. And at the 2-second mark, the ball was snapped, play was in motion. Let's go home. Let's go back to Fort Worth with this win.
Yeah. So, yeah. So,
that game, I believe that game as, 3 games. The ass whooping they gave to Oklahoma.
Definitely.
The heavyweight fight against Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And then the walk-off against Baylor.
Yeah.
3 separate games, 3 different kind of games.
Ways. Mm-hmm.
All TCU wins. 3 different ways they won that game. They won those games. 3 different ways. If you have levels like that, just as Georgia does.
Yeah, and I'm about to say Georgia,
because Missouri punched Georgia in the mouth, and then Georgia dropped Missouri with a stone cold stunner.
Yeah, then Georgia woke up. Yeah.
Okay, Missouri punched Georgia in the mouth, and then Georgia woke up and dropped him with a stone cold stunner. All right, this is going to be one of those kind of heavyweight fight games that's going to have a lot of points and a lot of yards.
Mm-hmm.
This game's going to have a lot of points and a lot of yards. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if it's, hell, I predicted it. I'll predict it again. I could be totally wrong for saying this, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 50-point game.
Oh,
I would not be
surprised either. I totally wouldn't be surprised.
I would not be surprised if it's a 50-point game in Los Angeles tonight.
I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if both teams get 50.
I wouldn't be surprised if it winds up the same way Alabama and Tennessee did, 52-49 or 52-51 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wouldn't be surprised if one of those two teams won in a walk-off.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of the two teams walked off to the national championship. And my official pick is Georgia, but I wouldn't be upset if TCU pulled the upset. And it wouldn't be, listen, I've had people say, TCU upset Michigan. No, they didn't. They socked them in the mouth.
No.
It's not an upset.
No, TCU did not upset
They
Michigan.
socked them in the mouth.
No.
They socked them in the mouth and kicked them in the nuts. The same way the Patriots got kicked in the nuts, Rod West. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. No, sorry, not sorry. Hell with that. Hell with that.
Not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. I'm not sorry I said that. I'm not sorry I said that. Michigan got kicked in the nuts the same way the Patriots got kicked in the nuts 3 of the last 4 weeks of the season. Fools. Hell, Michigan got socked in the mouth the same way the Patriots got socked in the mouth on Monday Night Football by, of all teams, the Chicago Bears. Matter of fact, the Patriots kept receiving a
Tiger uppercut,
which led to
because of that 9th and final.
And Bill Belichick and the Patriots are sitting at home like the bitches they are watching the postseason.
Ouch.
I'm in the mood this morning. But my official pick is Georgia 52-49, but I would not be upset if TCU won either. It's going to be it's going to be 1,100 yards of offense. It's going to be, and half of that's going to come through the air. Watch. Half of it's going to come through the air.
Yeah.
Your official pick is?
Georgia's going to win the national championship again. They're going to defend it, but I don't think it's going to be 14. I don't even think it's going to be double digits.
I don't think so either. I'm taking the points. The official spread, according to Caesar Sportsbook, is 14, and that was the established spread when the matchup was set.
Mm-hmm.
But ain't no way you're gonna beat TCU by 14 points. Not a chance in hell.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, their only loss came by a field goal
in overtime.
It came by a field goal. But again, my official pick is Georgia. I wouldn't be surprised if TCU won it.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they won it either.
As mentioned, Scott Howard will have the call for the Dogs on the Dogs Radio Network, on the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network, and Brian Estridge will have the call for the Frogs on the TCU Sports Radio Network. Time for some notes. Jay Spivey now joins us. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Doing well.
Good. All right, let's have your official pick. Dogs or Frogs?
Dogs in a romp.
Oh. Why do you think it's on a romp?
I have a feeling Ohio State woke up a sleeping dog last week in the second half.
You just might be
right. It's going to be ugly, ugly, ugly tonight.
You know what?
And Georgia has the superior talent by a long way.
Mm-hmm. Nothing in this game.
And I hope
nothing about the result of this. Listen,
I want Georgia to win, but I hope it's not a blowout.
I wouldn't be surprised either way. I would not be surprised either way if it's a blowout or not. But the committee got it right in putting TCU in. Despite all the protests from Bama fans, and Jay, I know you've heard half of them and we've heard the other half of them, but the committee got it right. And TCU proved they belong by sucking Michigan in the mouth.
The only thing I would have done, I would have flipped Ohio State and TCU.
Yeah.
But like I told you guys last week, you can't tell me that Alabama's not one of the best four teams.
True.
When they lost 2 games by a total of 4 points.
4 points.
Four points. I wouldn't say that. No, of course. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that either.
Yeah, they definitely won.
Lose 2 games by a total of 4 points. You're definitely one of the best teams in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
And by far the best football conference in the country.
Right. Absolutely right. No argument there. No argument there. Speaking of teams, are the Panthers really going to interview Steve Wilkes for the head coaching job?
They will, but like I've told you guys a million times,
they're not going to hire him. Nope.
They're not going to hire him because of who the owner is.
Mm-hmm. David
Tepper's never going to hire him.
David Tepper's a narcissist. He's not going to put his money where his mouth is.
This is not Steve Wilkes' fault, but if I owned a team or was an athletic director at a college or high school, I would almost, and this is not really their fault, but I would almost never hire an interim coach to be the official head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Because the interim coach it's just a different vibe and feel.
Yeah.
But when you're there all day, every day, and you have to do this and that for, minimum of a couple of years, that's a big difference than stepping in there for the last half of the season and being a coach.
Yeah.
Well, at least.
And I don't know. Steve Wilkes should get a job somewhere. I'm not saying that.
Yeah. Right.
But that's a big difference.
Right.
And Steve Wilkes has done a good job everywhere he's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And as a fellow Appalachian graduate like he is, well, and to your listeners out there and to every other listener out there who says Appalachian, no, it's Appalachian.
It's Appalachian. Mm-hmm. Have known that since grade school when I first said the name.
Yeah.
When I first said the name, and the crazy part is my teachers corrected me and said, no, it's Appalachian. No, it's not.
No,
it's Appalachian.
Wrong.
I went and looked up I went home when I got corrected by my 5th grade teacher and who said it's Appalachian. I went home and looked it up. I said we had a little dispute, and my dad didn't even respond to me verbally. You know what he did? He pulled out a dictionary and handed it to me. He said, "Look it up and learn the pronunciation."
I hear
And
it all the time.
It's Appalachian.
Mm-hmm.
I went there. I was a student there for 3.5 years till I graduated.
Mm-hmm.
It is not Appalachian.
It's
and
Appalachian.
If you said Appalachian, you would get thrown off campus and off Boone, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Not the whole city.
Yes.
Oh, you would.
Boone, North Carolina will boot
you would get thrown out of the city.
You would get thrown out of Boone, You would get thrown out of Boone, North Carolina. So Jay's a current resident. I'm a former resident, and it's the truth. You say Appalachian wrong, you're not allowed back in Boone, North Carolina.
I live about 85 miles from Boone, and frankly, you can almost see the mountains from where I live.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you said Appalachian anywhere near Boone, North Carolina, you're getting thrown out.
You're getting thrown out.
Yeah, I remember.
You're getting thrown out.
I remember interviewing. Yeah, I remember interviewing someone who actually did a podcast called Appalachian Pie, and in his home base is Asheville. So I asked him, all right, so what happens when someone pronounces and I spelled the word out, Appalachian? And he went off on a 3-minute tirade about how that person must be absolutely idiotic, stupid, and ignorant.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it.
With as much success as they've had in football over the last 20-some years, you would think people would get this right by now.
Yeah,
you would think. You would think. Speaking of getting it right, will the Panthers get it right in terms of their head coaching search?
No,
because that's a loaded look. That was a softball question. You know that
they didn't get it right yesterday. They swept the Saints, and then they screwed up their draft status.
Well, they should be proud. I mean, they finished second technically in their division,
and they
you
went
just put a keyword
from whatever it was they were going to be to being ninth in the draft.
I mean, they can
you
hang
just
their
said
hat
the keyword technically.
Yeah,
you said the keyword technically.
Yeah, because they finished with 7-10 along with the Saints.
Well, they're not going to get any of the top quarterbacks at ninth.
No, they would have to try to make a deal and trade up. But yeah,
which leads to our next question: what are they going to do at the quarterback position?
Oh my goodness, it's a disaster. They have to get a quarterback. And let's face it, guys, the Panthers aren't the only team in this boat. There are a bunch of teams.
But wait a minute. You mean
there are a bunch of teams.
You mean tell me Sam Darnold isn't the future quarterback for the Panthers?
Hell no. I know
neither is PJ Walker.
Well, we know PJ Walker's not.
I know the answer to that. Hell no. Did you? I'm going to throw a loaded softball question to my partner Cole. Did you see when? Did you see Sam Darnold play this year for Carolina?
Yes, I did. In fact, the game that I thought would have helped the Panthers' chances of actually being in the playoffs, I saw that game. And the first 2.5 quarters, he was okay. I don't mean great. I don't mean good. He was okay. And then starting late third quarter to the end of that game, he was a straight out dumpster fire.
Are you talking about the game in Tampa?
Yes, I am.
I thought so because, and I'm gonna make Jay smile with my next statement. My wife called Sam Darnold a dumpster fire when we watched that game because it was.
You mean the game where they were up 14-0 and did nothing after that?
That one,
yeah, and it's late and up 21-10 in the fourth quarter. Yes, that one.
That one.
Where it was where both the secondary and Sam Darnold each decided to say
Mike Evans.
We're done. Bye-bye. And they left the stadium.
You know, Jay texted me while I was watching the 49ers and the Raiders. Jay texted me, and I'll never forget what he said. He said, "Did the Panthers forget Mike Evans was on the field?"
3 times.
That's exactly right.
3 separate times.
3 separate times.
3 separate times.
And it's like, I almost wanted to ask, do they know what cover 2 is? Because
do they know who number 13 is? Was my question.
Because no deep coverage at all. None.
Guys, I know they won the division. I know the Bucks won the division, but this is a team that finished below 500 and struggled on offense almost the entire season.
And they won by default.
And this is
and you let Mike Evans just run wild down the field.
And this is the same team who won a division that the Panthers spanked in Charlotte. And you would think
the Buccaneers won that division by default.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you would
the whole popular YouTuber said it best. That was a tank division.
Yeah.
Well, let's face it, both AFC and NFC South were horrible.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. But I will say this. Thank you, Jacksonville Jaguars, for redeeming that division for the rest of the year. Because yes, I was thinking it was a boat race as to see which was going to be worse, the AFC South or the NFC South.
Lavaris with a great comment saying, "Y'all are too nice. Sam Darnold and the Carolina Panthers are not a dumpster fire. They're hot dumpster
juice."
I mean, you get no argument out of me.
I mean, he was straight horrible. It was you would have thought he went into the tunnel somewhere in the fourth quarter of that Tampa game, came back out instead of having the Carolina blue jersey, that he had the white Bucks jersey on because he just kept giving the ball to the Bucks in the fourth quarter. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you?
You know, and I covered the Panthers while I was in Carolina for 2 years, and I did that via having Mick Mixon on my show. And Jay, you were with me whenever Mick was on with me. Did you notice his voice getting lower and lower and lower with more despair each time I had him on?
Well, no wonder. I mean, really,
Mick, my good buddy, Mick Mixon, 17 years as the voice of the Panthers. He retired after the 21 season. I reached out to the new voice and said, you know, I'm going to cover the Panthers. Can you hop on each week? You know, he never got back to me.
Well, I have a feeling that's more the new current ownership than anything. Saying, "Hey,
yeah, I believe that. I believe that."
But let's face it, guys. Ever since Jerry Richardson got in trouble when he was the owner of the Panthers, it's been a dumpster fire.
It has.
It's been hot dumpster
juice. Yeah, you're right. The organization has been directionless. Yeah. The whole organization has been directionless after.
But starting then, don't want to see that.
Starting then, you're right.
Yeah.
Starting then, the Panthers organization.
There's a sentence, Cole, that you need to read, and you need to read it correctly. That Victor Locke just put in.
Victor, okay. NFC South trash, just straight trash.
Maybe they're going to bring Superman back to be a quarterback next season.
Oh, Jesus, no.
You know what? Jesus. You know, as sad as that is, I bet you a lot of fans, well, quote unquote fans, would actually say that's a great idea.
I had fans say that to me over the weekend,
and they would be fools for saying so.
I had quite a few hardcore, if you want to call them that, Carolina Panther fans say to me they should have brought back Cam Newton. I am not kidding when I say this.
And no,
he can't throw the ball 10 yards.
I am not kidding. I am not kidding when I say this. I had a few quote unquote hardcore Carolina Panther fans tell me they should have brought back Cam Newton. My response to all of them was, "Are you kidding right now?" And I said, "No." Go ahead.
And now a selection for the Wonder Bread Choir entitled "You Just Bumped Your Head on Concrete." Dummies.
The guy can't throw the ball 10 yards. Why do you want him to be your quarterback?
Jay Spivey joining us here on the program as he does every Monday. But you're right about Cam Newton.
But he still says, quote,
"Oh God,
ain't no 32 quarterbacks better than me in the National Football League."
Actually, they're about 50 or 60 better than he is.
Close quote. No, I say there's 64.
Yeah. Now a selection from the Wonder Bread Choir that's titled, "You're right. There are not 32 quarterbacks better than you. There are at least 64 of them." Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right, this is a question I got to ask you since you're around the area, Jay. How many times in a week do you hear, wow, I wish the Panthers actually had Cam Newton under center?
I'll answer that a lot.
There are a lot of Cam Newton apologists, whether it be in North Carolina, South Carolina, or wherever else they call fans. They're like, I swear to you right now, if David Tepper or whomever else would announce that Cam Newton would be the starting quarterback to start next season, there would be a lot of people cheering. There would be.
One in particular.
And he had one good season.
Yeah.
Half a season.
Yeah, and I would say the second half of 2010 would be it.
Listen.
2016 would be it.
Listen.
But, 15.
Listen. Jay and I both know this. Cole, you know this. There's one particular apologist for not only Cam Newton, not only the Carolina Panthers, but the Charlotte Hornets and the North Carolina Tar Heels. The same apologist that said we shouldn't talk baseball on this program, and baseball's a damn sport.
Last I checked, it was.
Yeah, it is.
He has said so many times over that, they should have kept Cam Newton. And my response to him is, are you kidding?
Bitch, are you for real?
That's a better response. That's a better response. I mean, this same apologist, God help me. I mean, all right, here I go on my soapbox for 90 seconds.
Okay.
He wanted me. I understand being Carolina based and wanting to cover all things Carolina. I get that. When he was producing my show, I understand that. But I started this as a national show 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have my favorite teams? Of course I do. And I do cover them, and I cover them fairly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this was during the year when I was taping my show in advance. And Jay can tell you, because this person got Jay and I hooked up on the program.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, brother. Jay, how many times did this apologist say to us we need to focus more on the Panthers and not baseball?
Oh, I heard that many in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
In the summer,
oh no!
Let's talk about baseball. We're going to talk about NBA.
Listen.
Wait.
Jay and I would tape conversations every single Sunday.
You mean to tell me?
Because this is how Jay got the Monday slot. We would tape our conversations on Sunday night, and we would get direct orders. I kid you not. We would get direct orders from our former producer to not talk about baseball. Jay and I would get direct orders.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm serious.
You were told not to talk about baseball during baseball season?
Jay?
Wow.
We were told to talk about NBA and Panthers.
Yep. I was going to say, Jay, can you back me up on this, please?
Oh, that's 100% true.
Because baseball season, you couldn't talk about baseball.
Wow. Nope.
Here's the crazy part.
Quote, my listeners don't care about baseball.
Mm-hmm. That's a direct quote from this apologist. That's a direct quote.
Wow.
Because we would get messages, we would get hit on Messenger all the time. Anytime Jay and I would veer off into talking about baseball, and I would do it purposely. All right? I would do it purposely.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Braves were having a great season. This is 2021. The Braves were having a great season, and the White Sox were having a great season. Mm-hmm. So Jay and I would slip about 90 seconds in to compare notes, and then one Sunday night, we went the whole 20 minutes. And usually we would have to cut it down to 15 by direct order.
Of course.
We spent the whole 20. No, matter of fact, Jay and I went 25 minutes.
I mean,
talking baseball.
Why are we talking about the Hornets in August? I mean, it makes no sense.
Exactly.
Right.
In the midst of a pennant race.
Yeah.
Jay's team and my team were in the midst of a divisional pennant race. Okay? Now, granted, my team would get their ass kicked by the Houston Astros, but doggone it. It was a pennant race.
That's crazy.
We had to hold off the Cleveland Indians as best as we could.
That is crazy. You cannot talk about a professional sport in the professional sports regular season.
Here's the crazy part, Cole. Cole, I got something even crazier than that. One of my good buddies, one of my good buddies who is the radio play-by-play voice for Wake Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Jay and I talked college baseball for a good 10 minutes. We got barked at for that.
Wait a minute. But college baseball is, I won't say it's huge in North Carolina, but it has some interest there.
There have been several teams that reached the College World Series.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Jay, you can vouch for me. We got barked at for that.
I was like,
well, said Homer roots for said team in Chapel Hill, which reached the College World Series numerous times, and we still can't talk about it.
Nope. We got direct. I swear to you, we got direct orders because I would get the run. I would get the printout of the rundown and how he wanted me to do my show, and I would get notes. I would get little side notes from him,
what to cover and what not. Yeah,
and how to start the show. I forwarded them to Jay. I forwarded one of them to Jay. And Jay shot me a text message with a laughing emoji.
Well, I guess
Ty Collins is my good buddy, voice for ESPN Radio and voice of Wake Forest.
Well, I guess in the spirit of Chris Bass, Victor Locke says this apologist needs to go back
to hell.
And look at the NBA standings and see how bad the Hornets stink, and why are we talking about them?
Bingo. This apologist needs to go back to hell. I can't tell you how many times I got I would get the slate, and I would. I finally admit at age 50 that I am very much a perfectionist when it comes to my craft. Okay. I am finally admitting that I am a perfectionist when it comes to my craft, and it stresses me the hell out. It's made me bald. It's made me old, but I don't care. I'm finally embracing it.
It's made you old.
I would. Well, it has. In a fun.
Oh, he's making us feel old.
Listen, look. I mean that in a fun way, but there have been times I would beg this man. My former producer, I would beg this man, can I get the slate early so I can tape what I need to tape and then hit the sack? Because I had direct orders and I was going through a health crisis at the time.
But better yet, I know he's your producer, but if you're the quote-unquote star of the show, why can't you have major input on what you cover on a given basis?
Because you should, right.
I didn't realize that until February of 21 when I yanked everything. When I yanked everything off his network. And the one person who brought that to me, I married her.
Yeah.
The one person who brought that to me, I married her.
Yeah, just because you produce a show does not mean that you run the whole show.
And he wants to appear on every damn show on his network. Dummy. But like I said, I would beg this man, please give me the rundown early because I want to crash by 9:00. Nope, I didn't get the rundown until 11. And I had to wake up on less sleep and tape all the other segments I needed to tape. At that time, I pretty much knew who my guests were going to be, especially with Jay. We would set up our conversations early.
Did he just not want to believe how sick you are?
In a word, no.
Yes. Okay.
In a word, he couldn't believe it. In a sentence, he couldn't believe it because when I got hit with the blood clots, I told Jay I'm going to be out for a while, and Jay completely understood. Matter of fact, a lot of people completely understood, Cole included.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
And
How
then
can you not show any compassion for that?
Yeah.
And then 1 month later, I get socked with pancreatic cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was out for an extended period of time with that. In fact, I didn't get back on the air until wife and I moved to Raleigh for a month. Wife and I moved to Raleigh for a month. I'm still going through hell in a handbasket. But at that time, I had pulled everything from Tobacco Road Sports Radio, and thank God I did. Thank God I did, because I don't really think he believed in what my show was about.
No.
His loss.
You didn't want to talk about the sucky Panthers.
Hell no, I didn't want to talk about the Panthers.
Hornets.
Oh,
the only time I talk Panthers is when I had Mick Mixon on.
Dive into the fact where you're excited about beating Duke in the Final Four, but you don't care about beating Kansas in the national championship.
So I assume that he wouldn't want you all to talk about the Hurricanes either, right?
He very seldom talked about the
Hell
Hurricanes,
no.
even though
Not
they're
very
the
seldom.
superior pro sports team in North Carolina by far.
Yep, by
Oh,
far.
not even a question.
By far.
Yeah.
By far. But to answer your question, hell no. He didn't want us to talk hockey. He didn't want us to talk baseball. You know, they're professional sports too, but he didn't care.
Just
it wasn't about the, I got excited when I was part of the virtual media day for the Hornets.
Yeah.
And I had a chance to ask Mitch Kupchak a question.
Mm-hmm.
You think he cut that and turn it into some promos?
I assume not.
The only thing he cut was a piece of an interview I did with Mick Mixon. I was told to keep that to 15 minutes. I had Mick on every week and we'd talk 20, 25 minutes. And I didn't cut it. Doggone it. I didn't cut it.
On the final game of the regular season yesterday with NFL, he probably got a pizza and watched the Hornets and Pacers play each other last night.
Oh, wow.
Would we be surprised?
LeVar says Charlotte Hornets are so trash they sell warm collard greens at the concession stand.
And I've been in the Spectrum, and I've been in the Spectrum Center. Got plans of going this year.
Whoa!
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just glad. Listen, I'm just glad the food I ate at the Spectrum Center the last time I was there was in the media room.
Mm.
Okay. One more before we get out of here. Ryan McCarthy, a black man talking hockey? Damn straight.
Why not?
Damn straight.
Yeah.
I've been a hockey fan. I've been a Blackhawk fan since 1985 when somehow we upset the Edmonton Oilers in a comeback win during the regular season, down 4-1 to probably the greatest player to ever put on skates and Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier and that bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I see the highlights the next day. I went to sleep. All right. Down 4-1. And Pat Foley was the radio voice. I wake up the next morning and we're talking to, and I hear them on WIND talking about miracle comeback by the Blackhawks. And I went, what? Yeah. Won the game 6-4. 5 goals in the last 20 minutes. That's when I learned about Dennis Savard. That's when I learned about Doug Wilson. That's when I learned about Murray Bannerman. All right. Off my soapbox, and we got to get on out of here. Jay Spivey joins us as he does every Monday with Spivey Notes. And yes, Jay, Cole, and I, and everybody in the chat talk baseball freely. And that's a direct shot. Love you, Jay. Thank you so much, man.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Have a great week.
Have a great week.
Man.
Can't talk baseball. Bitch, are you serious? I shouldn't be driven by that, but that pisses me off to this day.
You wonder why that's in the hour one intro.
And I love that you put that in there.
That's direct motivation.
That's every day is direct motivation, and the fact that you put New Comiskey Park in there also.
Of course.
I shout to my hometown, especially the South Side.
Exactly. I figured
and the current backdrop is a shout to your hometown.
I figured if I was going to use Wrigley in our number 2, I might as well use Guarantee Rayfield in our number 1's intro.
Good old Raggedy Field. And I can say that with pride, and I can say that with pride because I've been in that sumbitch, and I never went back after a call I did.
Raggedy Field.
It's raggedy, man. I was in that sumbitch once, and I never went back. I was for a regular season baseball game. Cubs played the Montreal Expos. Got invited there. Did I sit out in the stands? Hell no. Stayed in the suite.
Oh my God.
Ate like a sumbitch. Didn't come. The woman I was married to at the time. Aren't you going to come out and enjoy the? Hell no. And then she could well, why did I even bring you here? I said, dear, you know I'm a White Sox fan.
Right.
I'm doing this because you invited me, and there's food and there's drink. Me sit out there? Hell to the no.
Oh Lord. So Bishop, do you think that Brian would enjoy being a Cubs fan in Wrigley Field?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Listen.
Thank you. And on that note, we're out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you,
then they are not big enough.
Dream big, do bigger. The Sports Senseis at 1:05 and the Brian Snow Show at 3:05 Eastern Time when we break down the national championship on both shows and do a whole lot more. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. We're out of here. See you tomorrow.